Welcome back. NPR's Tiny Desk concert series is anything but small, with 20 million people tuning in every month and more than 1,200 artists making their appearances. The show attracts top-tier talent like Alicia Keys, Taylor Swift, and Doechii, just to name a few. And now, Tiny Desk has a radio show hosted by Bobby Carter and Anamaria Sayre, airing on public radio stations and online. Take a listen as they discuss Chance the Rapper's appearance.
He appealed to a little bit of everybody, and it felt authentic. When I think about the Tiny Desk, he brought all of that energy in. Like I said, he was at his peak at that moment.
When we first met Bobby Carter in 2023, we got a look behind the scenes of Tiny Desk concerts. Bobby joins us now, along with Anamaria Sayre. And our very own Nate Burleson is here as well, because he loves Tiny Desk concerts too.
That's a fact. So I had to pop in and pull up.
Exactly.
Yeah, good to see you, of course.
So essentially, this radio show is the behind-the-scenes story behind the Tiny Desk concerts, which you guys also produce.
Right.
Who came up with this idea?
For the radio
For the radio show.
The radio show. It was a long time coming. I think that we have such a storied history now. I think there's such a history. Tiny Desk started as one thing, and it has turned into this cultural phenomenon. So there's a lot to talk about there now. And also, we have this incredible archive of shows now.
Yeah.
Over 1,200 shows with amazing audio. So it just made sense to put it on the air.
What is the magic? Why do you think it became such a phenomenon?
Well, Anna.
Oh my goodness. I think that there's something really beautiful where music, it's like this deeply personal, intimate expression, right? And the beauty of Tiny Desk is it's international. Like literally there are people all over the world watching this platform, and you don't know who's gonna connect. Like the same note, the way that a singer hit the same note might hit someone in Tennessee, in Nigeria, in Argentina, you don't know. And so it's like you're connecting with the world whether you know it or not. And I think that people can feel that when they watch it and the way artists get intimate. And so I think that's kind of how people want that right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a diverse group that is listening, but it's also a diverse group of artists. I mean, from Juvenile to Bad Bunny, there is a representation of all genres. How intentional were you about bringing in a different group of diverse artists and then giving them the platform?
Well, that speaks to the diversity of the team now, right? Early on, the team wasn't as diverse, but when you bring in people like Anna, myself, who are of the culture that we're bringing in, that's when you get what we have. Yeah.
It's also so intimate, right? Like you feel like when you're at home watching, you're getting this up close and private performance. I mean, it's on camera, so it's not, but like that's what I love about the Tiny Desk concerts, and it's so stripped down. When you guys are there and they're recording it, I mean, does like everyone come out of the woodwork at NPR to come try to like squeeze into the space to watch?
We have had some crazy people up. We put these risers up, and people don't realize, right? But when you hear that noise, when you hear that crowd noise, like there is energy in the room because you're right there face to face, and the artists, they feel that, they feed off of that. It's special for them. They don't play rooms like that.
They're literally the audience, and which consists of mostly NPR staff.
Right.
When we're done with sound check, we just over the intercom say, "Hey, so and so's about to perform. Come on up."
And everyone just comes. Who
And they
have
rushed
you
it.
had some of the biggest crowds for?
Most recently,
Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
He's so class.
John loves Bad Bunny.
That one was wild.
Yeah, it was out of control. In a good way.
We love artists that put on big shows and put big money to their sets, and they grace the stages across the world. That will forever be awesome.
Yes.
But what does it say about, to Adriana's point, an intimate setting that you can put on the same type of, maybe even more impactful show with a smaller setting that is so intimate?
Yeah, 1,000%. I think that going back to the magic that you spoke of earlier, stripping all of that stuff away, that's when you see what they really can do. You know what I mean? And we challenge the artists, and we present them in a new way.
Oh, every artist, like no matter how big they are, they come in, they're so nervous.
Yeah.
I bet.
They're like, I'm playing in the light of day, and I don't have my in-ears, I don't have my monitors. I think the
Where's
least
my
nervous-
fan? Where's
Exactly.
my hair fan?
I brought in a 16-year-old rapper from the Dominican Republic. It's her first time ever leaving the island, and she was probably the least nervous I've ever seen, because for her it was like, oh, whatever, I'm playing in a normal space. Like she's used to that.
Right.
But, so I think it's a great equalizer.
You get to see these massive artists as human beings at the end of the day. Some of the greatest artists in the world, they're stripped down to their core, which is just being a human.
Yeah.
So just hearing you all talk is I think, a window into what the radio show is, but talk about the philosophy behind it. What are you trying to do with the radio show?
If you haven't seen the show, we're trying to paint the picture for you, and it'll lead you to the show. You know what I mean? Because there's so much of a backstory. There's a unique story with every single show, right? And we write about these shows, but maybe not everybody has written like the backstory behind how we got there, what happened during the day. So we're just trying to paint that picture because every single one has a story.
Okay, so there's the concert, there's the radio show. People take Tiny Desk concerts and they animate them.
Yes.
What's next for y'all? Yeah, is there Tiny Desk the movie? I know y'all working on something. Come on now, be honest.
When I hear that,
Bobby, should we tell him?
Yeah, thanks. I know y'all working
Tiny
on something.
Desk the movie coming soon.
See?
But no, like people like Anna and a lot of my other young colleagues, they are what's next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're gonna take what I've been doing for a long time, and a lot of my other colleagues, they're gonna take it to whatever is next.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
love it. All right. It's just such a strong brand. You guys have done it all by, alone. Everyone knows, a lot of people know what Tiny Desk concerts are. And now more people do because there are viewers.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby Carter and Anamaria Sayre, thank you so much.